The Cherokee Indians of North America were one of the largest tribes that were politically integrated with the European settlers. The Cherokees controlled approximately 40,000 square miles of the Appalachian Mountains in parts of present-day Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, the Carolinas, and the Virginias. In the early 1800s, Georgia used a series of lotteries to distribute land taken from Indian tribes. The state distributed the land after either taking the land or negotiating treaties with the tribes. Major Ridge, aka the Ridge, was a Cherokee warrior, a lawmaker, and a wealthy businessman. The Ridge was a controversial person who lived a complicated life. As a member of the tribal council, he led the Cherokees into alliances and treaties. As an affluent planter, he owned a large plantation that had African slaves. Gold was discovered in North Georgia in the late 1820s, and the discovery led to the removal of the Cherokees by a land lottery, which affected the Ridge's land. As a result, he supported a treaty that required the Cherokees to move to Oklahoma, which became known as the Trail of Tears, where thousands died. The Ridge was part of a rising group of young chiefs in the early 19th century, which included John Ross and James Vann. This alliance of leaders influenced the Cherokees to adapt the ways of the white man. John Ross was born on the Coosa River and became an advocate for the Cherokees. Ross was only 1/8 Cherokee by blood, and his grandfather was John MacDonald. James Vann was one of the wealthiest Cherokees who owned a plantation that had scores of slaves. He had a reputation for being ruthless and violent. After being shot to death in 1809, a wooden marker was placed on his grave that said, "Here lies the body of James Vann. He killed many a white man. At last by a rifle ball he fell, and devils dragged him off to hell." After Vann's death, his son Joseph inherited the large plantation. However, he was forced off the estate during a land lottery.